Didn't you say earlier that if I work part-time job, I can make a lot of money? You can think like this, but that is when you have a part-time job. In fact, it's almost impossible to work part-time job as soon as you arrive in Korea because hello everyone, this is Moses, the one who help you if you're interested to study in Korea. And today I'm going to talk about advantage and disadvantage of studying in Korea. Many people only take the advantage of studying in Korea, but to be honest, you need to know also the disadvantages to be able to make a decision. But a lot of people only check the advantages and make a decision. That's why today I'm going to talk about the pros and the cons of studying in Korea. Let's get it. Let's talk about the advantages first. The first thing I want to say is the quality of education. Not only the curriculum of the school, but the overall quality of the education here in Korea is very high. Basically, the quality of professors is high and the students have a very strong passion of learning. Do you know that Korea is one of the country with the highest learning enthusiasm? And Korea universities are basically not considered equal. But at university, other than prestigious universities, the professors' skills are almost the same. That is why the quality of professors in Korea are excellent. In particular, Korea is a pioneer country in IT-related field. If you apply for related department, you can get a very high professionalism. And also the infrastructure for international students is very good. Universities in Korea basically run various programs to help foreigners to adapt to the life. Usually university runs programs that assign Korean friends as a mentor and foreigners as a mentee to help them to get used to the Korean life. University also help foreign students to adjust through regular programs for international students every month. It's natural. If you are not good in Korean, don't worry because the school have separate Korean language programs. Universities also run various scholarship programs. Basically, there is a grade scholarship in Korea, but if you are an international student, the grade scholarship requirement become more easier. And in Korea, there is usually more students who get the scholarship than those who do not. Of course, it depends on which school you are in, but it's a very huge advantage. And if you do a part-time job, you can really make a lot of money. In Korea, the minimum hourly wage is usually $7. So even if you come to Korea and do a part-time job after class, you can earn a lot of money for pocket money. Especially if you're a foreign student at school, there are some part-time jobs for foreign students that you can do easily. For example, a part-time job for foreigners to help other foreigners at school. One of the things people always ask is, I'm black and I'm Muslim. I want to know if there is no racism. Guys, if you will be in college, you are not going to experience any racism. But Korean might avoid you sometimes because they are thinking that you are going to ask something in English. But if you ask them in Korean, they will answer you very, very well. So when I was living here in Korea, I never experienced racism yet. Guys, when you watch Korean dramas and Korean TV show, Korean have fun every night, right? They even sleep in the alley sometimes. But you don't have to worry about Korea because it's very, very, very safe. Even I've seen some experiment videos like someone left a wallet and a bag on the street and in a cafe in Korea. And it was there. No one took it for 1-2 hours. Even if you leave your wallet and laptop in a cafe and go somewhere for 30 minutes, your stuff will still be there. In many countries, I heard that it's dangerous at night, but Korea is actually more interesting at night. Drinking, PC rooms, karaoke rooms, pool rooms. Koreans really have fun and enjoy very well. And they also like to drink as well. And in doing so, you can make a lot of Korean friends and improve your Korean language very, very fast. Maybe someone who has mastered having fun in a Korean way, they won't be able to return in their countries. In this way, studying in Korea gives a high satisfaction not only in education but in everyday life as well. In fact, according to some statistics, more than 80% of international students are satisfied with studying in Korea. And I think only 2% are the one not satisfied. In fact, all the international students around me are very, very satisfied with their life here in Korea. That's why I really recommend to study in Korea. Now, let's talk about the disadvantage. There is no such major disadvantages, but it's a bit critical. First thing is a job. There are very few cases of foreigner students working in Korea. Of course, there are some, but I think it's similar in any country, but Korea is more difficult. In fact, it is often even impossible. As I mentioned earlier, that the satisfaction level of international students is high, right? In fact, many students answered that they wanted to continue to live in Korea because of a high level of satisfaction, but most of them they are not enabled to find a job and they return in their country. The school helped sometimes, but it's limited. In Korea, it's very difficult even for Koreans to get a job, so it will be harder for foreigners because we have to compete with Korean and win. And the cost of living is very high. Didn't you say earlier that if I work part-time job I can make a lot of money? You can think like this, but that is when you have a part-time job. In fact, it's almost impossible to work part-time job as soon as you arrive in Korea, because if you want to do a part-time job, you have to be good at Korean, right? And you need to have a high understanding of Korean culture. Also, there are conditions in which you cannot work immediately upon arrival among the visa conditions. But because of that, don't think I will work as soon as I arrive in Korea. No, no, and no. I made a video about cost of living in Korea, so if you are interested, check up here. And in the cost of living, you will be surprised after hearing that. Fruit is very expensive. Fruit are very expensive in Korea, so much that I don't eat fruit. Also, if you have to eat halal food, it can be difficult and not only expensive, but there are few restaurant only available in Seoul where you can find it, and the same goes for vegan food. And the last one, visa issue are really straightforward. There was no need to extend your visa when I came. Before they gave us 4 years at once. After I had to extend it once in 2 years, but now I have to do it every year. But this is really, really hard. If your grades are too low, there will be no extension of your visa. Frequent absence in the school, or if you have any problem or any program occurs, your visa cannot be extended. Actually, there are a lot of foreign related programs in Korea. Korea pays a lot of money while working, so there are some foreigner students who work in Korea and not study. Koreans follow the law relatively well, but foreigners have this spirit of freedom. That's why there is no good image of foreigners. So, the more international students continue to act freely and not obey the law, the more it is getting harder and harder for foreign students to come to Korea. So if you come to Korea to study, you have to follow the Korean rules for the sake of the next international students. Oh, are you curious about studying Korean information? Kirugi.com. Yes guys, today I talked about the disadvantages and advantages of studying in Korea. I emphasizes on the disadvantages because I know that you have searched about the advantages a lot. That's why you chose to study in Korea, right? So, if you want to come to Korea, you have to know the truth and also the disadvantages like the employment and the living expenses. So, if you have anything else you want to ask, please feel free to comment below and see you in the next video. Bye!